I'm not a scientist, but I have a feeling that when atoms are energized, that is how they behave under the microscope.
Heat!
Oh, hey, how so long we have been forgotten for so long. Oh, we have a dream, oh, the dream, we got a dream. Of
Another one, quantum.
Ghana! Ghana. She is not just a gold. Ghana, she's genius. Her children, you, very beautiful.
Her.
Has visions in silicon and circuits. It's you.
Hey.
The future is bright. Bright, so bright. This is not a word play. This is not a poem. This, it is a hackathon. A hackathon of heritage. A love letter.
Come on, this spirit mood.
A love letter to the future. The future. Written in prime numbers. And quotation.
Spiderman.
What we are, we will still be.
Yeah.
We will still be. We will still be. in our hearts,
And they here now.
lives in our blood. Seems invisible, but visible. Looks blurred, but bright. You may doubt it, but it exists. It lives in your blood, in your veins. That is the pride of the African. Purple, the rise of a new world, of a new future. You, all of you, are part of it. Because Ghana is here to bring all of you to embrace the spirit of Ghana.
The dance then at the back. Yeah, dance.
Participating in the celebration of the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. I bring you warm greetings from the
in the house. Thank you for that very wonderful performance. I'm not a scientist, but I have a feeling that when atoms are energized, that is how they behave under the microscope. All right, so she's a Ghanaian, and she's Dr. Angela Tebri. She is the academic manager for the in AIMS Ghana. She works with AIMS Ghana, and she's known for an innovative approach to mathematics and a passion for promoting STEM education. We too will have stars here in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Angela Tebri.
Thank you very much, John, for the warm introduction. What role was to take the sharpest pictures with our mobile phones? What about the science behind? 100 years ago, quantum mechanics was discovered to describe interactions between the smallest bits of matter, which Jonathan beautifully described in the lecture. I am Angela Tebri, and I'll be your moderator over the next 35 minutes on the theme, Quantum Technologies for Advancing Global Goals for Sustainable Development. It is indeed an honor to invite world's best experts who have come from very far and here to honor us at this public lecture. I would start by inviting to the stage Karen Hallberg from the Balsero Institute and Principal Researcher at the Biology Atomic Center. Welcome, Karen. Next, I would invite our Center President, Prince Corey Osei, Center President of AIMS Ghana. Shall we give him a warm welcome as he takes the stage? Welcome, Prince. Third, we have the speaker for our public lecture, Jonathan Oppenheim, who is a professor of quantum theory at the Department of Physics and Astronomy at the University College London. Welcome, Jonathan. Final but not the least is Philip Kamalanda, advisor and educator in quantum technologies at the Open Quantum Institute. Can we give a big round of applause at our panelists, please? Okay, so let's get started. So I would like you to start by giving a short introduction of yourself and tell us about what role you've been playing in quantum in 2 or 3 sentences. I'll start first with Philip. Introduction and what your role in the quantum space has been in 2 to 3 sentences.
Thank you very much, Angela, for the nice introduction. So, my name is Philip Kamelander. I'm working for the Open Quantum Institute, which is an institute based in Geneva that is has been founded by GESTA, the organization that Stefan has already introduced to us, sharing the main goals of GESTA, which are anticipation and action. And the Open Quantum Institute would like to do so in particular with respect to applications of quantum computing for humanity. And this is what we're working for at OQI.
Hi, my name is Prince Osei. I'm the Center President of ABIS Ghana. Also a quantum scientist. My research focuses on quantum gravity and overlaps between quantum gravity and topological quantum computing. I'm also excited about developing young talents in Africa to pursue careers in quantum technology.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Karen Holberg. I'm a professor of physics from Argentina, from the south of Argentina, Patagonia, a town which is close to Chile. And I do research, and I have students, and my research line is to calculate properties, numerically calculate properties of quantum matter. So it's quantum materials, the properties of electronic structure, electronic behavior, magnetism, superconductivity. So it's basic science, but that's my line of research, and as I said, I also teach physics. My other interest is working towards having raising awareness on the ethics in science and technology, which is very important, and one has to reflect that, also reflect that from professors, also with students. What are the consequences of our research? What is integrity in research? And ethics also includes the beneficial applications of our discoveries. So these are my main interests now.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. I'll go along the last sentence about the benefits of our research. This past week, we have been at the Quantathon, where students have pitched ideas about solutions. My first question to you is, how can we ensure that the development of quantum technologies align with societal priorities rather than driven by commercial and geopolitical interests? How can we ensure that the potential of quantum technology for advancing sustainability does not remain confined to high-income countries, but can be accessible to countries like Ghana or countries in the global south?
So the complex analysis.
Thank you, Angela, for a very important question. We have thought about this, we're working for this, but it also depends on the young generations, and it also depends on all of you. So what I would like to do now is to invite you to reflect together with us on what we are proposing, but it's also mainly, it's our responsibility, but together with yours. One of the main problems, as Angela mentioned, is that developed countries, of course, have enormous resources to do research and development. They have a mature technology, so technology that has been working well for many, many decades or centuries, and that allows them to have a quicker and more efficient development of technology and also of science. So how do we keep up with that, or how do we bring all that technology to our countries? Because I'm also speaking from the global south, coming from Argentina. We share many common problems and aspirations. So how do we avoid the opening of this technology gap between the developed countries and the global south? One of the a very important aspect is education, and I think you're doing great, and I want to congratulate Prince, I want to congratulate AIMS, I want to congratulate this university and all the education system of Ghana, because it's my first time in Ghana, and I really learned a lot, and I'm really impressed by the effort and the advances in technology and in education. So we're talking about the first stage, which is education. Then it's important, so before continuing, education has to be done also in collaboration with industry, because it's also important to have not only a theoretical or very basic education, but it's also important to have experience, so private-public partnership. And the government also plays an important role in stimulating and in achieving these collaborations. So education, this is what you're doing now, but then we can talk about that later if you want, but what are the topics we're going to research, how we do the research, if we're going to use quantum computer that is very difficult for us to build, so can we use a quantum computer in the cloud? Can we go to visit other universities and bring knowledge and come back to our countries to bring back the knowledge? All these things have to be organized and stimulated by government and by other institutions.
I'll go on to Prince. Come. Yeah, you mentioned something about a divide, right? So I'll go to Prince. So what is this quantum divide between the global north and the global south, and what is the potential impact that we can do about it, the quantum divide?
Okay, thank you. So there is a significant gap between the countries with huge resources and huge investments in quantum science and technology, and those of us who don't have that kind of resources. And this gap is widening. Currently, there is over 40 billion investments in quantum technology, and this will increase to about over 100 billion by 2040. But it is only currently 0.6% of these investments are in Africa, for example. And for the global south in total, I don't think it's up to 10%. So, and this is concerning because already there's currently a digital divide with about 3 billion people still offline. And technologies like quantum will just accelerate this divide that we already have. So this is what this quantum divide is all about, and we need to address this. And as Karen rightly said, one of the first steps in addressing this is education. And so taking concrete steps and deliberate efforts to educate young people in the global south in these technologies and providing them with opportunities to participate in this development. So that is one. The second thing is global collaboration. So no one country have it all to advance and build quantum computers and develop all the things that Jonathan described in his talk. Across the whole quantum technology supply chain, different resources has to come from different places. And this is where global collaboration is very important. But I want to finish by saying that in the next few years, we know that a third of the young people will come from Africa, and Africa will become the largest workforce, surpassing India and China. And so it is important for us to focus on building, if we are the largest workforce, and technologies like quantum technology are technologies of the future that are emerging, then the largest workforce must really be prepared to take jobs of the future technologies.
Thank you so much, Prince. I like your points you raised about global collaboration, and I must add that the Open Quantum Institute is one of our key partners for this whole QTech event. And my next question is to Philip. You work with the Open Quantum Institute, an organization that is at the forefront of supporting the development of quantum technologies and its use cases in sustainable development goals. So, having listened to this insightful lecture, how can you shed more light on what quantum technologies are and what they can do?
Absolutely, thanks Angela for the question. So, quantum technologies cover different fields, and Jonathan has mentioned two of them, which are quantum computing and quantum sensing. So computing for solving computational problems, sensing for accurate or very precise measurements. There are a few other fields like quantum communication for secure communication, or for instance, quantum simulation is sometimes distinguished from quantum computing. So there are these roughly four main areas. And the Open Quantum Institute, as you said, which I'm working for, is only focusing on one of these areas, which is quantum computing. Specifically, the Open Quantum Institute is trying to make sure that through our way of anticipating the development in this new technology, everyone will be able to benefit from it, and not just very powerful and rich tech companies, or in particular also the countries that host them. And there are different areas that we tackle at the OQI regarding this, and I would like to highlight one, which is connected to your question on what applications can come out of this. What OQI is trying to do is to make sure that the applications that will come out from quantum computing, not today, but maybe in the coming 5 to 10 to 15 years, are also aimed at the benefit of all in terms of helping to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So as an example, this could be a quantum computing solution to make sure that very complex and large pipe systems of water in big cities leak less water. Or it could be in the help of drug development, an application that Jonathan also mentioned in the chemistry simulation area, where quantum computers are used to help understand the effect of drugs, and also thereby helping to improve, for instance, in terms of reducing the adverse drug reaction. And this is what OQI is trying to support through action, in terms of that, us supporting teams that develop such use cases today.
Thank you very much, Philip. So we are making all these advances. We are now in the AI age where there's been a lot of advances, but also there's been a lot of talks about ethics, right? So with AI, we made the discoveries before the ethics came. Jonathan, my next question is to you. What ethical challenges is mass quantum prioritize today to ensure that it serves as a force for good? And what responsibility do researchers have in ensuring that their research aligns with ethical principles?
I think one of the issues, we have the similar issues with AI, where you have we'll have a few big companies that have these big, powerful systems. Same with quantum computers. It's likely that initially we'll have a few very powerful quantum computers, which are held by a few people. And unfortunately, one of the main applications, or an application of quantum computers, is that it can be used to crack cryptography. So in terms of our privacy, you can imagine that one of the interests that some governments have is to use it to read our emails, etc. I'm not sure that in terms of that, I think it is a lot about protecting ourselves in terms of using cryptography which is resistant against quantum computers. I don't know that we can do anything about the fact that governments will use it to try and do surveillance. So it's about us protecting ourselves and our privacy. Likewise, it's many of the people in this room are doing things which will ensure that the public is educated, that we have a seat at the table, and are part of the technological progress. I think otherwise you're just asking me things, and I think that puts you in a very difficult position when it comes to these rights.
Line with the inequities with the big. Yes, my next question is to Karen. So still in line with the inequities of the big companies benefiting a lot, what practical steps, Karen, can policymakers take to prevent quantum technology from becoming another tool of global inequity, and how can we ensure equitable access to quantum technologies?
Thank you. We need teleportation here. Well, this is very important because no